So this video is Return to Moria. I'm going to talk about building a base after the end game. There are minor spoilers in this video, so you should be forewarned. But I'm going to talk to you about the base that I built at the end. As you see, we're at the front entrance. After the game has been complete, the bridge is restored, and I've cleaned up a little bit. And I've chosen this area because it was one of the rooms with the two pillars of resources, and it was easily clearable, had a lot of open space, and I thought I could build a really nice base here. And so there's a front entrance. I've noticed that if you could create a gatehouse that has two heavy adamantium gates, or adamant gates, even if you get attacked, you can avoid having to run out there and deal with it right away. You come into a large, long entry hall. So this is the gatehouse to the city in Moria. To the left and right are resource storage. I have not finished upgrading my resource storage given the latest patch. Straight ahead is the long hall that contains food and foodstuffs and cooking. I originally built this out for 16 dwarves to have private residences, thinking I'd gather up as many people as I could get a hold of to play, but I realize now that it's capped at 8, so it's a little overdone, but I still enjoyed building it. Occasionally pieces fall off, and I'll talk to you a little bit about that. I know the folks building the game are working really hard to fix some of those issues, but I've noticed a few things and I'll give you some tips. So around the outside perimeter of this room, I have storage, and so I keep my materials underneath and the containers or the boxes on top, and in the central areas I have 2 duplicate copies of all of the crafting stations. I create boxes or the crates as necessary to contain materials. I do have a few other bases. Now this is an accumulation of 2 completed games and about 3 others that I just mined for resources. So on this side you have the start of my brewery, the rest of the mill, and then of course the rest of the resources. I like using the quick platforms to store the boxes and then keeping what's in the boxes underneath in view. I would like to see a plaque type system so I can mount it. Here's a couple of the new boxes that I just got with the latest patch. I just haven't converted them. Didn't seem necessary till I outgrew the space. There's a central hearth, mostly up there obviously to allow me to build anywhere I want freely because it covers the entire zone. If you look at the map, this entire zone here is the one that I've built out, cleared and built out. Now I did start with a nice level flat granite floor above all of the debris that I couldn't clear. So it's a nice flat even surface. I've noticed that works best, and making sure that there is foundation or that concrete like area underneath each one of the building blocks, the floor pieces, is important. I believe each piece has a strength and a weight, and so as you build up you reach a maximum weight where you can't build any higher. And each piece has a strength of support. And there was a video a gentleman did in the Elven area where he took the entire area, cleaned it out, and showed that you can support a pillar either centrally or off to the sides, and the various types of floor materials and how they work. Did a really nice job, by the way, with that. So it's nice central area. I used to use this area here under the light to grow plants since it was natural lighting, but I moved that. I'll show you where I moved that. This is the central area. Obviously, I've completed the game a few times, so I've moved Durin's axe as well as the spears into the same area. To this direction is the brewery, and over here is the smithy, and I'll show you the smithy. I have 10 smelters, the central forge, and all the accoutrements, 2 of the smaller forges, of course your salt bath. Now this set of stairs that goes up and this set of stairs go to the same place, and I'll describe that later. I did that to make sure that no matter what direction you were coming from, you had a straight shot up and to the upstairs living areas. Through here is the brewery. I have enough space for 2 of the King's brew areas and some of the others. And I have 4 smaller ones for the smaller brews. I do have a museum area. I haven't finished filling it out. I created a bunch of the original stuff in another location, and I have a bunch of bases scattered around, so I haven't finished populating this area. And then I have a lot of open space. Here's the as you get down into the city, but this space here is just empty. On both sides. I would really like them to create plaques that allow you to hold materials so you can label things and what's in boxes. I've heard other people suggest that. It's a great suggestion. I'd also like to see that the masterwork items are able to be put on plaque. And so obviously out the front into the city, I cleared the area. I also lit it, but I did not finish it off. I've noticed that when things do attack, they don't ever get past the 2 gates, even if I ignore them, let alone quantity of attackers is limited. I think light, and I asked this, but I never really got an answer. I think light may have to do with spawn rate. Alright, so up here on this side, you have the rest of the brewery, and each one of the 4 wings has a set of apartments. Each apartment has a bed, treasury, the memorial to the ancestors, your own hearth, and table. And so I was planning on a large collection of dwarf players to come with me and play the game. And I think you can look out here. Here's the back down into the town, and everything's all nice and lit up. It looks really cool. Oh, one thing I did notice, and here's a mistake that I made. When the game loads, I don't think there's an order to how the pieces load. So sometimes a torch will load first, and it will then block the piece behind it, like that crown up there. And so I'm trying to avoid placing things on seams like torches and other stuff like that, and putting them in the center of panels. Therefore, they don't block anything. I've just noticed that any piece that I go to put back that's fallen off is usually where there's overlapping pieces, where there may be conflict. Alright, let's go to the other side. The other side is, again, pretty much the same. And I'll show you the 3rd level in a minute. This is the front way. I have balconies, and you can look out over the areas. and of course the front. Which during the day, it's twilight now, which during the day it's pretty nice. I've tried to put in the detail to make this feel like some of the higher end dwarven areas with enough space to do whatever you wanted. Now above each one of those 4 apartment complexes is, oh, there's a nice picture of the forge all lit up, is a 3rd level, and there's a stair here. Now originally I grew materials on the 1st floor with the natural light, but it just got to take up too much space. So I moved everything up here with the once I got the sun lamps. And since I'm starting to repair the city and repair the breweries, I'm growing oats right now. It looks like they're ready for harvest. But 4 areas, I was originally going to fill them up with these planters. However, after that first miniature patch, they reduced the drop rate of the bat guano, or the bat poo, and that slowed me down. So that's it. And make sure that when you place pieces, they're green. You can wiggle the pieces a little bit to make sure that they're set in green. Otherwise, you know, I do love the game. The game is a lot of fun. I'm a huge fan. I'm a little older than most of your gamers that I've been listening to or read about, but I think the game is more than playable. It's a hell of a lot of fun, and it's got a fantastic storyline that I've really enjoyed twice, and probably going to do it again. And the building is okay. I mean, it can be improved. I have some ideas. I'll probably put them in chat in some area, and I've submitted a few bugs, and I'm really looking forward to what they do with this game. I hope it does last and it's not a game one and done, but we'll see where it goes.